Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are here in Quiapo Market in Manila and we're going to try some Filipino street food for the first time.
This market is also called Quiapo Market and it's one of the biggest markets in Manila. I think there are over 250 vendors here and they sell all sorts of things, clothes and other bits and bobs and obviously food. That's why we're here. I'm so excited to try some really traditional Filipino foods. So let's go. What's the difference between overload and especial?
Special only melted cheese. If you go overload, you just make
Okay. Can I get an overload, please?
big, small, big.
We barely entered the market and we already found the first item that I had on my mental list of foods to try. And this is cheesy corn, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It is this big cup of corn with margarine, cheese powder, sugar, and it's topped with this shredded cheese as well. And although they grated this cheese and it was from a block, it feels processed at the same time. It's bizarre, but let's take a second to mix this up. I mixed it up, it took me a while because there's so much in here, but it looks so good and it smells amazing. I mean, it's exactly what you think it tastes like. It tastes like really sweet, buttery corn. You definitely have that sweet, cheesy powder that I feel like you find everywhere here in Southeast Asia. Instead of being savory, it's very, very sweet. And there's a ton of margarine in here, so it's a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, and very, very corny.
You can actually get two different versions of this. Either the overload, which is what we got, and that has the grated cheese on top, or the especial, which just has cheese sauce. But of course, we had to get like the full thing. That is so sweet,
Yeah,
but it's so yummy. I love the butter.
there's a ton of margarine in there.
It kind of reminds me of like corn on the cob in like California or Mexico. They put like mayonnaise and
Elote?
butter, yeah. But this is so much sweeter. And this like grated cheese is a little bit weird. It like kind of melts. It's really creamy. So it's definitely not like real cheese, but I can't believe this is the small size. They actually have a bigger one. I don't know how anyone can like eat a whole thing on their own, but, although it is delicious. But it seems like Filipinos really love corn because we did a dessert video, which you should watch, and there's desserts that have corn in them, and they just put corn in everything. Luckily, we love corn too. The next item we got is called Lechon Chao Fan, and that's basically pork and fried rice. And this kind of pork is like super popular in the Philippines, right?
This is our first time having lechon in the Philippines, so I'm excited.
And we got some garlic on top, some spicy sauce. They also told us to put this brown sauce on top. Apparently that's for this dish. And then you get like little calamansi. Should I like squeeze it on top? Oh. I'm excited for this. They have this big pig laying around. I think there's bits though that are kind of like cartilagey and stuff. I don't want those bits. That pork is so soft, kind of fatty. The sauce tastes kind of sweet and peanutty, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like kind of like peanut sauce. This is good.
I think we may have been overcharged for this a little bit. We paid 150 peso and they were kind of talking amongst themselves saying, oh, 115. And then they said 150. And then that's what we ended up paying. So I don't know what this should actually cost. I thought that it was gonna cost more like 80, so let us know in the comments. But let's try this out. It looks delicious. The flavor of this is really good. I love the sauce on top. The pork is nice and fatty, but there's too many small bones in this. Every time I was chewing it, I thought I was gonna break a tooth. But the pork itself is delicious, but I wanna have lechon at a proper restaurant soon.
That was a good piece. But I really wish there wasn't so many bones. And I didn't think it was like that.
No.
I don't know, I'm really confused. I thought this would be like pork belly and skin and crispy skin and just like really nice meat. But this is basically like a lot of chopped up stuff just with a bunch of bones. I don't know if they gave us the leftovers or something. But yeah, like Brandon said, I want to try this somewhere else because this is not like the bomb or whatever. But I know that this could be probably amazing. I also really like the location of this market. There's this beautiful church behind us, and we haven't really explored this area yet. So it's a really nice change to Makati where we're staying. And I think there's even some like indoor market bits and stuff. So we definitely have to see what's there to explore.
The next thing we're gonna try is fresh lumpia. Now we've had fried lumpia before, but never the fresh version. Now obviously this is kind of like the Filipino equivalent of a spring roll. I have no idea what's in this. It looks like it's topped with peanuts, some sort of sweet and maybe spicy sauce, and it's stuffed with all sorts of veggies and who knows what else. And this was 55 peso for 2 pieces. I think we could have also just gotten one, but she kind of upsold us and we were like, okay, why not? It looks really good. The sauce looks like it's made with cornstarch. It's really thick. Let's try it. It's like kind of like a sweet and sour sauce almost, except it definitely has a kick. I'm not really sure what's in there. It looks like there's a bunch of different veggies, potato maybe like daikon, carrot. So I think it's vegetarian, to be honest. This is really good and quite affordable.
The woman who sold this, she was actually like wheeling this cart through the masses. And there was a bunch of people wanting to get this and even people asking us where we got it. So I think it's quite popular. I think there's definitely potato and some like cabbage and carrots. I've never had potato in a spring roll.
No.
That's so interesting. At the end, you also have lettuce. The sauce is nice, sweet, but spicy.
Filipinos love sweet things, it seems like.
I never had a spring roll like this before. Tastes peanutty as well. I love peanuts. Good. Since it's absolutely roasting, we have to take a break with a cool drink. I got a fresh lemonade with some Yakult mixed into it. And Yakult is that probiotic drink that they love in Asia. So this is interesting. I've never had like a soda or lemonade mixed with that stuff.
It's yogurt, basically.
That's good. And the lemonade really tastes delicious, and I think it's definitely legit. It's quite sweet though. So good. So hot. You see all the Filipino people walking around with fans like that too. They're all dying too. It's May and we can't handle it.
Yeah, that does taste real. Tastes like it's made with real lemons. It is very sweet though, but it's not really surprising because we are in the Philippines. We are now going to try another really famous Filipino street food, or just food in general, and this is Pancit Palabok. Now this is a noodle dish and it is topped with this shrimp-based sauce. It also has chicharron on it, a boiled egg, and all sorts of other things. I think squid as well. And we've had a takeout version of this before at some kind of fast food places, but we've never had a proper sit-down version of it. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. Filipino people, you'll have to let me know in the comments what this is, because I'm not really sure. It looks like a giant meatball or something. Oh.
But it's fried.
Wow, there's so much to this. I think I need to take a second to mix this up. All right, I think I have this nice and mixed. Let's try it. The noodles are so chewy. I feel like the fast food varieties that we've had don't even remotely compare to this. As I said, the noodles are nice and bouncy. There's so many different elements to this. It's like a little bit fishy, a little bit savory, a little bit meaty. I don't know what this mince is on top. Maybe some sort of minced meat. There is so much going on, but it's really, really good.
I'm gonna try this fried weird block that was in there. Yeah, I think it's like chicharron. It's like kind of like quite fatty though. It also tastes fishy from the sauce. I don't know. It's like really fatty, and then the skin outside reminds me of chicharron, but I have no idea. Yeah, it's quite fishy tasting, like shrimp.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shrimp-based sauce.
It's so rich though. Like it's completely covered in sauce. It's pretty good, but I don't think I could eat a lot of it because I'm not the most saucy person.
Yeah, I know, you're not. I am.
But this is good. This is not spicy and it's pretty yummy. And it says that they've been doing this since 1940s.
Yeah, this spot is very popular based off of like a couple of YouTube videos. People came here, some Filipino YouTubers, and so.
Yeah, they definitely know what they're doing because this is yummy.
This part that I wasn't sure about is definitely chicharron. It's so crispy and porky. I feel like that chicharron is the best part of the dish, besides these noodles, of course. I absolutely love those. For our next two street foods, we have some deep fried goodies. I'm gonna start with what is called Dynamite. This is a green chili. I think it's stuffed with cheese, and it's wrapped kind of in a spring roll wrapper and then deep fried. And we put a little bit of vinegar on it, which is pretty customary for most of these street food snacks here in the Philippines. So let's try it. Oh, it's like a jalapeno popper.
Is it even spicy?
For me, not spicy. For you, maybe a little bit, but it's really, really good and super cheap.
I'm gonna have a tiny little bit of it. The wrapper is so thick. Yeah, and it does taste like a jalapeno popper or those peppers that you have on pizza in Germany.
Pepperoni.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of spice, but it's pretty good. I was scared of it. It's not dynamite.
And it was only, what, 10 peso?
But it's funny because it does look like dynamite with this thing at the end. The next snack we're gonna try is deep fried quail eggs, which is also called kwek-kwek. Yeah, they just have this like orange batter and you also put the vinegar on top after. They taste much different than a chicken egg. Like I've had quail eggs before, but the yolk is actually like kind of not so yellow.
Yeah, it's very pale.
And the egg white is almost like a little bit like rubbery, and it tastes a lot more like mealy. Really good though.
I think this bright orange color is actually just from food coloring. Not really sure why they do it. I'm assuming just to make it more bright and attractive and colorful. Let's try it. Oh, I like that. The batter, the outside batter, reminds me of the batter you get on chicken balls back home in North America, right?
Yeah.
Like if this had a sweet and sour sauce on it, that's what it would remind me of completely. Yeah, these are really good. And I love that vinegar on top with those shallots or onions. Really, really good.
Our next thing is this mixture of different items that are like fried, like hot dogs, squid balls, I think, and some other stuff, I don't know. And they put a brown sauce on it. The brown sauce kind of looks like the sauce that we had on Lumpia, not sure. Because he said it's spicy, and I asked for a little bit spicy, and then he just poured it all over.
I have no idea what the name of this is in Tagalog, so please let us know.
So let's try a ball. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, it was just fried.
It's like really chewy, almost like mochi-like. It's like the most interesting fish ball I've ever had. It's not the same consistency, it's really chewy. I like it, but the sauce is really spicy. And I think it's the same sauce as the other one, but this is more spicy. But pretty yummy.
There's 3 different items in here, it looks like. There's these red Filipino hot dogs. There's this other thing that looks like a sausage, and then there's the ball, which Anya tried, which I think is a squid ball or a fish ball. Let's try one of these red hot dogs. Oh, no, this is super soft. Maybe a tiny bit of a bounce, but nothing like that fish ball, I'm assuming. All right, I'm gonna try one of these balls. Yeah. Very bouncy. I can't tell if this is fish or squid, but I love this because I'm a massive fan of fish cakes, so I guess I like squid cakes as well. Please let us know in the comments what we're eating, because honestly, for this dish, I have no clue. The next thing we're gonna try is something called magic water. Now you may ask yourself, what makes this drink magic? And apparently it's the fact that it looks like normal water, but they actually add gelatin into it and different flavorings like banana and vanilla. And apparently this is a big TikTok kind of thing that a lot of vloggers have tried. So I guess now it's our turn. I'm assuming this is made with local tap water, which our tummies are not used to, so hopefully I do not crap my pants after this.
There was also a big block of ice in there, which was not like store-bought ice or anything like that, so...
Yeah, we'll let you know how this goes. Oh, it really has that fake banana flavor. So I guess that's what makes it magic. It looks totally normal, but it tastes like banana. Very sweet, refreshing.
Cheers. Oh, it's so sweet. And yeah, super fake banana. It's almost like banana milk without the milk. Like, you know, the Nesquik, but the banana flavor. And instead you have like water. So weird. I wouldn't choose this though. It's too banana-y.
We now have ourselves one of the more unique street foods here in Manila, and this is something called day-old. And as you can see, it is a day-old chick. I think typically the males would be discarded because they kind of are useless. The females lay eggs, but the poor little baby chicks, the baby male chicks, are normally thrown away. But in this case, they save them and they deep fry them and eat them. It may not look the most appetizing, it may freak some people out, but it actually smells pretty good. It smells like fried chicken. I guess it still has all the organs. It has its head, so I'm just gonna bite its head off, see what it's like.
It has like a beak and everything.
Yeah. Honestly, not bad at all. It's definitely better than I thought it was gonna be. Because it's deep fried, you don't taste the bones or feel the bones at all. Your teeth just glide right through it. I wouldn't even be able to tell if there was a beak.
I think usually people just put the whole thing in their mouth, right?
I don't know about that. That would be too big of a bite.
I thought people just eat it all at once. I don't know, but we only got one. And I don't really want to eat the whole thing. I don't know. I ripped off a little like drumstick, and it actually has like meat on it and stuff, so.
It's so cute.
Tastes like chicken. Yeah, just fried chicken. Let me like have a bite into it. Ah, it's like an egg.
What the hell?
It still has an egg yolk.
What the heck?
It can't be 1 day old.
Maybe that's just the organs that look like a yolk.
They must have gotten it out of the egg beforehand, right? I'm pretty sure
Bizarre.
chicks don't have egg yolks. It tastes like the egg yolk. But then it has like meat. Like it has little like meat bits. It's so bizarre.
Delicious.
Huh. Interesting, because it doesn't really seem to have like many visible organs. Not bad.
When in Manila, I guess. Not bad.
What does it taste like? Like chicken or egg?
Both. But now, a little bit organy too.
Really? Another thing that we have, which is quite scary but interesting, is this baga, and it's lung. And we are not the biggest fan of lung. It's quite spongy, and this one, I don't know why it's so black and dark.
They deep fry it for one, and they cook it with a bunch of different spices.
Try it.
We have
We have an audience. Say hi to YouTube. Okay, I guess I will try it. Oh, it's way softer and not as chewy as any lung that I've ever had before. This is quite good actually. I don't like the lung, but this is nice. It feels like just normal meat and quite sweet. I don't know, it's crazy that this is actually lung.
I feel like when we've had lung in the past, it hasn't been super flavorful. I feel like it doesn't really absorb flavor like some of the other organ meats do, like if they're in a stew or something like that.
This one has.
But this looks really, really good, so let's see.
And you glide right through it.
What? It's like, almost like tofu texture this time. It's not like any lung I've ever had before. Easily the best lung we've had. And it's a lot more flavorful for sure. Yeah.
And soft. I feel like other lung was always like chewy and you couldn't even like get through it with your teeth.
It tastes more like beef
Yeah.
instead of like organ meat.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Best long I've ever had.
Although this market is absolutely crazy, there's so many people here and it's barely possible to get through at this point. I think Saturday was really not a good choice. But although it's like that, I really, really love it. I think it seems really legit and local because it seems like we're like one of the only foreigners here. I don't really see that many Westerners at all, or any, to be fair. And yeah, there's so many local foods here and it's just amazing. I'm really glad we came here.
But we actually didn't find everything we were looking for here at this market because it's very big and it's very spread out. So we're actually gonna finish this food tour back in our home neighborhood. We are now here in Poblacion, which is where we were staying in Makati. And for some reason, we could not find grilled skewers anywhere in Quinta Market. For some reason, there wasn't a single place to get them. But here in our neighborhood, we knew that there was this local stand selling all sorts of different skewers. So we got 3 different varieties, including isa, or chicken intestines, which is probably one of the most popular. But we have never tried this before, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, this looks nice and charred. I'm very curious what this is gonna taste like.
Smells delicious.
Mmm. Ooh. It's kind of like chewy chicken meat with a nice, crispy charcoal taste from the grill. I wouldn't say that it tastes particularly strong of organ meat, offal. It's just really, really good. There's a little bit of a pasty texture to it, but it's got a really nice charcoal taste, just like all of these sticks will. It smells so smoky and delicious. I would say that I would prefer chicken meat itself, but this is definitely not bad, especially for an organ meat.
I don't know if we've ever had chicken intestines. I've definitely had like pork intestines and stuff, but I don't know chicken.
We have not.
The sauce is delicious. And then it kind of turns in the consistency of like liver.
Yeah, that's what I mean, kind of a pasty texture.
This is actually better than I thought. It has a bitterness to it though.
Yeah, a little bit.
The more you like chew it, there's like a bitterness that unfolds in your mouth, which is my least favorite part about it. It doesn't taste like intestines, because usually they taste a little bit poopy in my opinion. I don't know, not that I know what poop tastes like, but this does not taste like pork intestines. I wish the bitterness wasn't there.
Well, that's probably why they give you the vinegar though, because you have that nice vinegar taste with the onions and stuff, but we didn't put that on yet.
It's a lot better than I thought though. And yeah, it doesn't taste like poop. It doesn't taste like intestines. So it's a winner in my book. We also got some regular pork skewers, and these are, I think, covered in the same sauce as the other one, and it also smells delicious. The sauce is so good. This is delicious. I feel like every skewer we've had so far, because we've had some in a restaurant in the Philippines before, they're so good. I feel like Philippines has some of the best skewers.
In total, I think we got 5 different skewers, and they were only 76 peso for all of them, which is crazy cheap.
That's like $1.50 or not even.
Oh, this is delicious. Super grilled and charcoal-y taste. A little bit sweet. This one is delicious. Definitely better than the chicken intestine for me. For our next item, we have something called adidas, which is just a chicken foot. This actually looks pretty good as far as chicken feet go. So let's try it. I feel like with chicken feet, there's never much on them. I mean, just like all the other skewers, a nice char-grilled taste. But with chicken feet, there's not much to them. It's mostly bone and cartilage. So I feel like you really have to put this in your mouth and suck off all the skin. So it's gonna be hard to eat, but taste is good.
This actually tastes like quite nice chicken skin.
Yeah.
Actually got a little bit of meat. It's like very fatty meat.
Yeah.
Especially like where it's like pad is or something, like it's palm. I don't know. Honestly, this is probably the best chicken foot I've ever had. Usually I feel like they're more rubbery.
Yeah.
Like that you can't even bite through them. Here, it's almost just like
Because we've never had grilled ones like this.
fat that just comes off the bone.
Yeah.
Almost like when you have like pork fat. Kind of weird. and freaks people out, but not bad. But I still would prefer just meat. When we were at the market earlier, we were trying to find balut, which is like a fertilized duck embryo, but we couldn't find it. All they had was Penoy, which is a younger version, I think. I think it's still an embryo, but it's basically more like a boiled egg. And we came to our neighborhood and we found both. I'm gonna start with the Penoy because I'm actually quite scared of the balut, because that one's quite fertilized and developed and has bones and things like that. But this one, I peeled it. It has a really creamy yolk. I've never seen that before. And the yolk's kind of on the side. The egg kind of looks like rubbery. Let's see. That just tastes like a really, really boiled egg. The egg white is kind of like the quail egg earlier. It's quite rubbery, just like more rubbery than a normal chicken egg. The yolk is so creamy. What the hell is this now? So we were just trying this Penoy, and then suddenly there's a marching band that pops out behind us, and it turns out there's this big May festival celebration with little girls dressed up like princesses, and there's all these flowers, and I don't know.
So random.
So random, but it was obviously too loud. So let's try this again. I already tried it, but creamiest egg yolk in the world. A little bit of rubbery egg, but actually this is really nice. I don't know if is this really an embryo?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I read online, but this just looks like a boiled egg to me. But really strange because half of it is yolk and half of it is egg white, and I've never seen an egg yolk this light before. Pretty good. I feel like if you don't want to try balut, you should at least try this.
She gave us this bag of what is, I guess, vinegar and salt mixed together. That's what she said. Let's put some more on here. An egg that's been a little bit overboiled, but the yolk is super, super creamy. Yeah, really good. I'm now going to try the balut, which is debatably the most famous street food in the Philippines. And a lot of foreigners are scared to try this, but we will try pretty much anything at least once. This looks very strange, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste delicious. The juice is running all down my arm, so let's try this. There's so much in there. The inside, the liquid inside, tastes like chicken broth. It's really good. There's a really hard bit at the top. I'm not sure if you eat this part or not. So I'm gonna take a second.
I think you're supposed to eat it from the other side.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a second to break this open and then see what I have here.
We actually had to move again because the parade and cars and everything, they're just everywhere. It's really hard to film in the Philippines because, especially in Manila, it's chaotic.
Speaking of.
But this balut actually looks a lot less scary than some of the ones I've seen in YouTube videos. It looks maybe not as developed, but maybe I'm just...
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Let me taste the juice as well. Yeah, it tastes good. If I didn't know where it came from, I would just think it's some chicken juice, chicken broth. Pretty good.
Now I'm finally going to try the balut itself. This bottom part is so hard. There's no way that you can eat that. Honestly, the taste isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good, especially with the vinegar on top. With the veins and the feathers, this definitely does not look like the most appetizing thing that we've had today. But honestly, if you are in the Philippines, you should definitely still try balut.
Yeah, the bottom part is like rock solid. Like, I can barely put my fingernail into it. Interesting. And then you basically just have like an egg yolk, and then there's like a tiny little, I don't know, it literally looks like a little baby, like on an ultrasound. I don't know. I don't know, it's weird, but this is not as developed as some others. Like some of them have like almost a head and stuff, no?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't like this part on top. But it doesn't taste bad actually. The egg yolk is really creamy as well. So basically it kind of tastes like the Penoy, apart from this little a little bit on top. I don't know, I'd rather go with the Penoy.
This is the end of our video. We had an amazing time trying out Filipino street food today. Let us know what we missed and let us know what's your favorite street food in the Philippines.
But that is it for this video. So if you did like it, give it a like, write us a comment, and by far the most important thing is to hit that subscribe button. That is it for this one. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.